All right. So, welcome to Live from Studio Venus, although today we are live in Debra Tisdale's closet. Did I say that right?
Tisdale.
I put
Close
T in
enough.
there, didn't I? So, I asked to record in her closet because it's, like, famous. It's definitely, if you ask most people, they know because they've seen. It's famous because it looks great, and I'll post some stills later. It's got a very great aesthetic, which if you know Debra, she does too. But it's full of great clothes and a lot of the clothes that she's created. So I met Debra. We both went to the University of Lethbridge.
Yes.
She was a couple of years behind me, maybe.
Yes, I graduated in 2008.
Oh, you're...
April 2008. That was a while
So you
ago.
must have just snuck in, actually, while I was there, because I think I graduated in 2005.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways, both from the University of Lethbridge, and I've always really liked your artwork.
I've always loved yours, too.
Oh, thanks. And so I knew she'd be a great person to have a conversation with, not only about art and being an artist in Lethbridge, but also the creative aspect of clothing and fashion and how that relates to art.
Yeah.
So, hello.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited that
we have huge, for those that can't tell on the podcast, we have absolutely huge mugs of water. Or is it vodka?
No, no vodka today. You gotta take it easy sometimes.
Yeah. Today's not the day.
It's a hydrating day.
Gotcha. It's actually very good water. So. But maybe just sort of tell me a bit about you to start. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Tabor. I went to WR- high school. And then I don't know, there's not much there. And then I decided I went to the University of Lethbridge when I was 17. I had always had...
early.
Yes, very early.
Yeah.
I had always had a passion for art, and I've always been a creator. It's nonstop. I always have to be creating something. If I'm not, sometimes I get stressed out and crazy. I don't know if other people have that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's just always been part of who I am. So I knew that art was what I needed to study. Yeah. And I had my university career, and it was some of the most wonderful times in my life. I met so many creative people, and just being like exposed to something, even though it's just Lethbridge, being exposed to something outside of Tabor and, the strict religious kind of aspects of Tabor. Yeah. Not saying that there's more to Tabor than that, but and just really opened my eyes creatively, and I felt like university, it was just a time where I could just do what I wanted. Creatively. Yeah. After university, you kind of get like, well, I can't, unless I want to be like making shows, doing like these big weird sculptures with Vaseline everywhere. It's not the most practical. You can't really have it in your home. So, you got to think about, you want to keep creating art. You want to sell art sometimes. Yeah. But, storage too.
Oh, yeah.
And so after university, I started doing a lot of wax crayon drawings. And I think that those drawings, if people know my art, most people just know me for fashion, because that's probably my true passion. But these wax crayon drawings, very large. I loved them.
Multiple. Like when you're talking large, you're talking like feet. What,
yes.
Like 12 feet by...
The ones that I think a lot of people have seen, the one at Levi's house. Yeah. And it's, I think, 8 foot by 10 foot.
Oh, it seems so much bigger.
Really? Maybe it could be that the 8 foot by 10 foot is without the spaces.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not sure.
It's a self-portrait.
It's a self-portrait.
And you do a lot of self-portraits?
Yes. Yeah. I like doing self-portraits because I'm always available
That's
to
exactly
pose.
That's exactly what I was going to ask you. Same my art. Why I ended up doing, I'm in like basically all my art, but it's like if I want to create something at 4 a.m, or if I want to do something and drive out, like I'm always available.
Yes.
So that is what happens. And I think also, and I don't know for you, but for my sake too, it is, I'm talking about my body within my work. And so that, or at least a body like mine, so why not use mine?
Yes.
But yeah, it is of ease for sure. But is it also because there's something in you as well that you're
like obsessed with?
No. Were you waiting for that question or something? You sound like you were like obsessed with.
No, I just
I don't think that. At least I have never thought that.
Yeah.
With your art, I haven't thought it was an obsession.
Well, it doesn't matter if anybody thinks that.
It doesn't. No, it really doesn't. But no, I don't think I ever thought that with your artwork. I thought more it was probably like mine, where it's like, you know what, I'm available, and and knowing yourself too.
Knowing yourself, right? I think. Because I'm kind of going away from self-portraits, like with my art.
Yeah.
And actually, after what I'm working on now, I want to start doing other people. And if anyone wants to pose for me, hit me up.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
But I forgot where I was going. With the self-portraits and knowing yourself, it really did help me. Like, I have a really good concept of myself and who I am, and what I look like, and it's just good all around. I feel what it's done for my self-esteem and for my mental health.
So what's making you think of now starting out and doing some portraiture of other people? Is it a specific project you have in mind? Is it just you want to push yourself?
I want to push myself. I've been pushing myself with sewing for the past 5 years, I would say, and not with my art. And I think I'm ready to make the switch back. Right. But I still want to sew. I'm always going to be sewing. You know, I love watching runway shows. I was doing it this morning, and you see something, you're like, that needs to be in my closet.
Yeah. and literally, that's what you do lots of times, is you recreate pieces you've seen on the runway that you like and you want, and you recreate them with... So let's talk about that a bit. So we're talked about definitely that you have that art background, and so you've got the art education as well. So you have all the academia within art as well. So that's sort of your background, and yet then in the last few years, 5, I guess you said, mostly.
Probably. I mean, I'd say in the last 5 years, I've really been pushing myself to learn more techniques and make better clothing.
Right.
And just learning.
The first clothing thing, and I think I've said this to you before, but the first clothing thing that I remember when I went, was when, that's going to come across great. But when I saw you with your dress that you had made out of the cheese slices.
Oh, yes.
And then the milk pouch purse.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a collaboration between someone who helps me with art a lot. His name's Brian Rudelich. And Brian completely made the purse.
Oh.
And we had the idea together, and we made the dress together, and that was wonderful.
Oh, it was
so wonderful.
It was so good. And it was in the Trianon Gallery that I saw you.
Yeah.
My studio is just off of that now, and so it was just wonderful to walk in and see you in that. And that's one thing I can always count on you when I see you. There's always something going on, fashion wise and interesting wise. And as someone myself who really enjoys fashion, can't sew a lick. So that doesn't happen, but not bobby pins, but safety pins.
Oh, yes.
And scissors, I do that a lot. If anyone looks under the structure of what I'm wearing, usually there's all kinds of terrible things going on under there.
I find that too. That's with some of my clothes. Sometimes it's like I'm finished the front and I'm just done. I'm ready. And I'm like, nobody sees the inside.
So when did your sort of obsession? Okay, so you're in Tabor. Are you obsessed with clothes? And are you one of those crazy weird kids?
I've always been obsessed with dressing up. I specifically remember in grade 3, it was my picture day.
Yeah.
And I had this wonderful perm. And my big gap. Oh, it was so adorable. But I specifically remember just spending like hours picking out my outfit. And that was the very first time I remember just like, I need to look a certain way. Yeah. This is important to me. And it carried on. I've had different looks throughout my life that I've been, I had a goth period. I had a punk period. I had I'm going to wear a tie and suit every day period. Oh. And I even had I only wear red, white, and black period.
How long did that last?
That wasn't very long. And I think right now I've been on a print on print.
Yes, yeah.
I like mixing my prints. So it's just that was the first memory. Yeah, it's evolved from there.
Yeah, and so what was the first thing you made that you absolutely loved? Did you start sewing when you were a kid? Did you make?
My mom tried to teach me to sew, and same with art. She tried to get me into art. Yeah. And as a little kid, I was just not having it. That's funny. And so...
You seem like a child who would have a mind of its own as well.
I was actually... My mom says I was a very good kid. I think I was more badly behaved after I left the house.
Okay.
What was your question?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm a terrible interrupter. I guess I was wondering what your first thing you made was.
Yes. Yeah. So yes, my mom was teaching, and I remember in high school, I wanted this this was my emo phase, I think. I wanted a pair of wide leg brown corduroy pants. Yeah. And that was the very first thing that I remember that my mom helped me make. And I remember I was sewing the seams, and she's like, "You gotta go slower."
Are you still a fast sewer?
It depends.
You hate picking out seams, so you're not as fast.
I think over spending the time and learning the techniques has really slowed me down and really made me appreciate the process more than just trying to get something out. Yeah, because I've definitely have had that. I'd say that from when I was in university is when I learned to sew. I wanted to start sewing because I was always bigger, and it's expensive to get fashionable plus size clothes. Mm-hmm. It's expensive to get any clothes.
It's true,
and then it's even harder to find. Yeah, if you're interested in it, and
it's harder to find, and it costs more money.
Yes, and so I'm gonna try this. Yeah. I love dressing out. I used to love drinking and dressing up. Yeah. It's a good combo.
Yeah, exactly.
And just learning from there. I remember the very first dress I made. I went to the Tongue and Groove. Laura Lee was probably there that night.
Probably.
And I was wearing my wig.
It was Tongue and Groove was a little... I'm gonna call it a little bar. It wasn't a pub. It was a little bar. It was cute. It had live music. It was kind of this rough, small, great little spot in Lethbridge. We all have fond memories of
community.
It was.
Yeah. And I think one of my seams was inside out, and I used to wear wigs. At this time, I'm sure my wig was just on crooked.
I forgot you wore a wig. That's right.
I used to wear wigs because I had really short hair, and I was just too lazy to do my hair.
I still do that with long hair. So if it won't work in a ponytail, and okay, let's throw a wig on it.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So you came in, you had your dress that you made,
and it was awful, but I was so proud. And it started my love affair. Yeah. It's like I made whatever I wanted, you know? Yeah. And being a creative mind that loves fashion, there's always something that I want to have or make or wear.
Well, and we sort of did a little look through your closet before we got going. And so there's a lot of things that I want to be able to show after.
Oh,
but it was so fun seeing the different things and seeing even how they've evolved and the different stages that you go through, or designers who, you know, have a hold on you. One that one that we share is Steve McQueen.
Alexander McQueen.
Yeah, Alexander. Geez. Do you know
Steve McQueen's pretty amazing too.
I say that pretty much every other time I meet Steve McQueen. I always say him. I don't know why, but anyways, Alexander McQueen.
I've always had a love for McQueen. I think that especially with fashion designers, I've always fixated on but certain people, and like really study them and learn their craft, and things like that really teach me to appreciate like something about clothing making.
Right.
For McQueen, like the most amazing pieces are his structured pieces.
Right.
The jackets, the skirts, some of the dresses are just the structure of it and the showmanship of it. And I become obsessed.
Yeah.
And it teaches me a lot about what I need to do to become a better artist and to create better art.
Well, and his background was in suit making, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So, to have that, which is nice. It's sort of like being an artist. You can gain these different tools, and then you could take them to, so what he gained on making men's suits then helped him be so great at structure, right?
Yeah.
Having that foundation. Yeah.
It's like sometimes I'll look at some of the old pieces and, you see this beautiful fitting suit and it's just a black suit, but you just know how much time and effort it goes into making it, and it just fits perfect.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I mean, that is something with clothing. If we all manage to get ours fit to us, altered, like there's so many things. I'm short. There's so many things. I'm like, I know I should go in and get something made short or get this, and I just never do it. Whereas for you, with being able to, for one, create things that you love, so not just having whatever, and also making it fit your body. You're doing it to your body, your height, your everything. And so now you have a piece of clothing also that is very well made.
Yeah.
And
made with love.
Tailored. And made with love. That's the best ingredient, right? So you moved your little sewing room downstairs. So you have now this really tight little spot. But
so I used to sew in this room, but I decided that I prefer to have this room just open. And, if I need a rest or, I want to make an outfit, say I'm going to Costco.
You got to get that
I got to have this space, the free space to let your mind just be creative.
Yeah.
And even though I have a smaller sewing space, it's so much better.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's nice. Well, because like you say, this space as well. So, your art is one place you create, sewing is one place you create, but also this space. And it's one of the loves that I share with you too, is having these different costumes or dressing up for different places, right? It's like, what do I want people to get from me today?
Yes.
What costume am I going to wear?
Yeah.
Am I going to be the one who's dressed up? Am I going to be the kooky one with a hat on? Like, it's sort of and it's very much, and I always used to think it was everyone that did that, and I'm talking to other people, and it's not. Apparently, we're weird. But to me, like, every morning is like a costume.
Yes.
Like, it's like, what is it going to be today? Like, what do I want to say today? Or how am I feeling today?
I fully agree. And I almost feel, too, that when I dress up, it's almost like, even just in whatever regular clothes, it's almost like it's a performance.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm a different person if I'm dressed up and I feel great than if I'm just, hanging around the house in my joggers.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah, me too. And I like being various people.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's a thing. I mean, I can't imagine only having jeans, and I'm not there's anything wrong with that for people who do. I just can't imagine it for me, just being able to be a jeans and t-shirt. It just wouldn't happen.
That's not me.
And by the way, for those who are watching this and will be watching it on YouTube, I was going to wear my purple tights. And then we would totally I just got the you've got the red with the wonderful royal blue.
I know, isn't this
purple.
color incredible?
It's so amazing.
When I got this fabric, it was sitting on my kitchen table, and it just every time I looked at it, I was like
color is the other thing that's big with you.
Yes, so, I love color.
Yeah, color is something, and even just looking around in here, there's various colors or pops of colors that you can feel are very purposeful. I don't know, I guess how would you say that color goes into, I mean, I guess you were saying you're going pattern on pattern with your things, but do you sometimes just peruse the fabric store and color speaks before anything else? And do you 100% that store a lot, or do you try and stay away because you'll go crazy? So you more order online?
I'm an online fabric orderer. Yeah. I used to order a lot from AliExpress. Yeah. But I think I'm starting to you can get amazing prints that you would never think of if you search. Yeah. But the fabric quality isn't as good. Right. And so I think I'm moving more to like more expensive fabrics, and
well, you're making pieces that are going to last. Yes. You want them to.
Yes. And I forgot where I was going.
That's okay. Well, we were talking just about different sort of pattern and color and
oh yes, yeah. And so the moving to the more expensive fabrics. Yes. It is more about color, I think, and your fabric texture. But when I do look, I would say 90% of the time it's if I see a color, and it doesn't really matter what kind of fabric. If it's this bright color that connects with me, that's what I want. Yeah. I do have this. I don't want to say connection with color. That's a weird thing to say.
I would kind of describe you that way, though. Just thinking how you do use and present different colors. So I mean, you definitely have an affinity.
It's I don't know. It's just something I love. Yeah. It's such a vague, weird thing that, everybody sees differently. Yeah. I always just thought maybe I just see everything a little bit more vibrant than some other people. I've even, my new fiance, I've even moved him into wearing bright pinks and
bright
stuff.
Red,
and bright reds. And he's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, he's a beautiful man.
Yeah, he is.
With long red hair. So we're just going to put that out there. Yeah, so it's hard to go wrong there. But, and what about looking around your space here? Are purses? Are purses a thing?
Yes. Oh. I went to Italy a couple years ago.
Yeah. And you made clothes specifically for Italy,
I did make clothes specific. Usually if I'm going to go on a trip, I think about what I'm doing and what I want to wear, what I want to look like, what I want to feel like. That's another important thing.
Yeah, it is. It's very important.
Is say like today I'm wearing this purple cape. Yeah. I want to feel whimsical and just comfortable. So it's perfect. So, you go on your trip, you think about, I'm going to the Vatican. I want to feel regal. I'm going to make this beautiful lace dress to wear to the Vatican. Again, I forgot.
How big are your suitcases when you travel?
Oh, jeez. I'm very good at, I'm very, very good at, you roll it. Yeah. And then you get packing cubes. And
suck them in.
When I went to Italy, I said, "Well, I'm going to take 8 dresses, and that's my max." And
how long were you there for?
20 days.
Okay, that's not bad.
And so the purses. So when we went, I knew it was going to be one of my first times luxury shopping. Because I specifically saved up. I wanted to do luxury shopping in Italy. Wow. And my very first, I bought two. Because I was going to buy one, but I bought two. Because the first one I bought was a lot less expensive than I thought I was going to be spending.
Yeah.
And the first was a red McQueen bag. And it's my fiance's favorite bag that I own. It's just very classic.
Yeah.
The leather is beautiful. And it's a forever piece.
Oh, wow.
And then after that, I bought a velvet Gucci bag, which, again, love.
No kidding,
and
no
one
kidding.
of my favorites. That's one of the ones I'm most protective about. And just after I came home, I love them.
Yeah.
And they're so expensive, and you just got to save up if you want it. And it's not for everybody, obviously.
Yeah,
it's over time and stuff. But when you open a new one and you look at it and you say, "Wow, I spent so much money on this. It should go back, but I love it."
So, what was that like being in Italy luxury shopping? What was it like when you walked in there? Like, okay, so what was your first store you walked in that was a luxury store?
I think the one that I remember the most was in Milan.
Yeah.
And my fiance, then boyfriend, had purchased a suit at Gucci.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And actually, it was at a Gucci outlet, and it wasn't. We were able to get it for like a pretty good price. This suit, but that wasn't the time that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
But the moment he put on this suit, he just loved fashion. It was like a click. Yeah. And so we went to the large Gucci store in Milan, and I think why I remember this one most, again, because it was a connective activity between us.
Right.
And I could see that he was, I don't want to say I was changing him.
Experience.
But he was enjoying the same experiences that I love.
Yeah.
And just walking in and feeling fabulous in this dress that I made and thinking that I look just as good as these girls in their designer dresses.
Yeah.
And they're just, those stores are just so beautiful. And, if you ever want to go into them, don't just go. Yeah. They're not snooty.
They're not. Okay.
Maybe the people at Louis Vuitton are. But, and the only thing is that you'll have like a personal shopper that follows you around. I don't really like that.
Yeah, you don't. That's one of the nice things I think about shopping is sort of having that leisure.
Yes.
So when you have someone that's kind of following you or personal shopping you, it's not quite as fun.
I do understand though that the items in those stores are very expensive.
Yeah, well, and I mean it was always something, even when I had my shop, that we would try and find the balance between, because you want people to have fun and what and
but you still need to be on guard.
To be there, because unfortunately, I used to think that if I was nice to people, that they would just be nice to us, like they just wouldn't want to steal. No. And so I started to learn that, and then went, oh, okay, I guess we have to be a lot more guarded with things. So I guess in the high end stores, what surprised you the most about high end shopping that you didn't expect?
That they just keep bringing you stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, try this, try this. Yeah. And like, I'm a plus size girl, and there was some, this was when I bought my velvet Gucci bag at this time. And so I had go in thinking I was going to spend money, or knowing I had a set budget and everything. And I saw these cat print pants that my fiance has a jacket from, and I was able to find like a knockoff fabric of that I just have an absurd amount of, and I had to try on these pants, and they were like $2,000 pants, and I'm like a size 16, 18, and these were like a 48, which I think is about a 12. Yeah. And I was like, there's no way. Yeah. I got them on. I tried not to move to break them because they were very tight.
Oh, wow.
And it's just like this biggest shock was that she just let me stay. Like, you know, it was obvious that these pants were not my size.
Right. Yeah.
And she just kept bringing me more.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
But she did tell me if she thought something was like impossible, she's just like, this doesn't have enough stretch.
I know, you try and say it in a nice way. I try and say it in a nice way because I didn't want people to be like upset when they tried stuff on. It didn't fit. Yeah. So you always kind of want to balance that way without saying.
I know I'm not an Italian size 46 or
Well, when you went there, okay, I haven't been to Europe.
Yeah.
When you went there, we hear that people dress more and it is more fashionable. And
yes.
Is it?
So yes, very much so.
Yeah.
I still kind of felt like I stood out.
Yeah. I'm audience.
But I did notice, more people wearing dress shoes, like even just to go to the galleries. There's no Lululemons anywhere. Not a lot of jeans. Yeah. And it is nice to see. That's one of my pleasures in life is people watching.
Yeah.
And just being in Europe and seeing, and even Montreal, I feel is the same.
Yeah.
And just seeing everyone dressed up and, taking pride in how they look. It's just wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah.
And especially when you have cobblestone streets, that's the best for people watching.
Because they fall in front of you?
No. That's just me.
How did you do with shoes there, cobblestone streets?
I'm very, I don't like to wear a lot of heels.
Yeah.
And so I was pretty sensible. I wore Birkenstocks pretty much the whole time, even, and like if I was dressing up at a low heel. So I didn't really have too much issues.
Well, because you're going to be walking more too.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be wearing the highest of heels. Although that's where because I'm a shoeaholic.
Okay, so I'm not.
Yeah, I know. I saw you just say that recently, and I was like, of course, you have one pair of Fluvogs, so you can't be a shoe. Those are the rules. You're not allowed in the club. No, I'm kidding.
I'm a purseaholic.
Yeah, and see, I'm not because I'm terrible with having purses. I have purses and then they all sit there. I never ever use them.
Oh, really?
So I'm not probably like you who like changes it for my, I just don't. So half the time I'm carrying my phone and my bank card or something.
Okay.
So I wish I was, because it'd be much handier to have a purse than what I do. But anyways, that's an aside. But we should probably start seeing some of these great things. And if it's okay, I'd love to even just get some shots, even if they're ones you have off to Instagram, of your paintings and crayon drawings and stuff like that. I'd love to be able to show those at the end so people have an idea of what your art looks like as well. I'm going to let the camera keep rolling and us to keep on our microphones. So if you're listening on the podcast, it might be not a bad time to change over if you want to YouTube, just so that you can see the images. But otherwise, we'll try and talk about them as we're doing it, try and describe them, okay? So because we both like McQueen, how about if we show off the McQueen jacket first?
Oh, yes.
So I think what I'll do is I'm going to kind of follow you. There we go. It's okay, I'll be splicing. So we're going to start out with seeing.
This is one of my favorite pieces I've ever made.
I'm absolutely
obsessed. Should I put it on?
Yes, what a great idea. And so this is the tartan.
This is an official McQueen tartan. I was trying to find this tartan forever that's at a good price.
Right.
Because if you buy a Scottish official tartan, they can be $80+ a meter. It's a little out of my price range.
No kidding, no kidding. Especially something like this where you've got the
It's this took quite a bit of fabric.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's got such a good drape.
That is so wonderful, though.
This I was able to find this after probably about 10 years of looking.
I'll get you to turn around.
It does have a split in the. I don't know. Can you see the split?
A little bit.
I just need to fix that.
Yeah.
I was a little too jacked one day.
Well, speaking of that, you are a bodybuilder. So, I just love the front on that. Okay, come this way. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. Okay, so this is something that you decided you want. Do you find patterns?
This was a pattern.
Yeah.
I use a lot of patterns for my clothes. I have a huge stash. It's something I kind of collect.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you mix and match.
Yeah.
But this was, sometimes there's a big pattern company and they'll do like inspired by. And this is inspired by McQueen Coat.
Right.
That is not, it's a design from the current designer, not McQueen himself. But
okay.
It's such a beautiful.
Oh, absolutely.
And once I saw that pattern, I knew that I had to make it in this tartan.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, I learned a lot on this piece.
Yeah.
I learned a lot of hand sewing and stuff. And it'll always be one of my favorites.
Yeah.
However, I do think as I get better, if I get, I would remake it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Maybe one day I can afford the Scottish tartan wool.
And remake it into that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's lovely. And I do like your little pin, too.
That's a McQueen pin.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Is that right?
I have the matching necklace, too.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, wow. And so here are your jewelry things in this amazing closet of yours. Wowza.
Yeah, I guess I didn't show you this.
No, I didn't get to see those.
I'm not like a super big jewelry person, but I got my pieces. I just like costume jewelry.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Because, this one's not as good, but.
Oh, yeah. But that's one of the other things, you're so organized.
I like to keep my closet organized.
Yeah.
Just because, I've spent so much effort in it.
Yeah.
And I just want it to be visually pleasing.
Mm-hmm. And it is. It is. It is. What else should we look at? Do you have...
I'll get out my ring.
Yeah, you lead the way. You know your stuff.
Okay. I'm just gonna go grab.
Yep, you betcha. Oh, yeah.
I'll put it on to this. Okay. I'll just keep this on. So this is, again, one of my favorite pieces. It kind of has a sad story.
It does have a sad story.
Oh, I shouldn't. Let's do it on the side.
Oh, right. Or just even do it on your shirt there. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's a better idea.
Let's start over. Okay.
Oh, no. Is that bow gonna?
I don't know. It might.
Okay.
It might be okay just like on
the bow.
there. Because then even if it kind of moves, I think it'll be okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So this piece.
This piece has a sad story.
Yeah.
I made it to wear to Lady Gaga
in
Vegas.
Yeah.
It was the most expensive time of year to go to Vegas. And she canceled.
Oh, I know.
But I still love it. I've worn it, if you can believe that. I've worn it seriously.
Yes, I can.
And I
Just
made
give
it
us a spin.
Yeah. I made this because I wanted to make something that I thought I would wear for my wedding. And this was it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But now I am engaged, so now I get to actually make something for an actual wedding. That won't be this.
Is it going to be red?
No.
No.
No, I think I want to go white.
Yeah.
I think I want to do a Grace Kelly kind of thing.
Yeah, that would
Maybe,
be very
I don't
pretty.
know.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll
No,
change.
so that's fantastic, and that's like double, like, it's all lined.
It's
and
lined.
The satin
It's
yeah.
It feels wonderful to
It does.
wear.
It just has a wonderful heft to it. Heft is not a sexy word,
But
it's a wonderful
it's
weight. It is. Yeah, it is. It is. Okay. Lady Gaga. I'm sure she listens to the podcast. So.
You broke my heart. And then this
so
one
fun.
was another good learning piece.
Yeah. Well, because it's all hand done, right?
This is all hand done. This is all the sequins are hand stitched on. I made this for a night out in Calgary with my man Isaac, and we ended up going out and dancing all night. It was wonderful.
Very cool. Well, because it's an A-line, so it's got enough to give you a nice, good swing when you're dancing. Hey. No, that's
I remember
lovely.
when I wore this piece, we were dancing, and this girl came up to me, and she's like, "I'm a model, and your dress looks like Louis Vuitton."
Ah.
And I was like, "I don't know. Do you know you're Louis Vuitton?"
But you didn't say that.
No, I
No.
didn't say that. I said,
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
This was one of Laurelie's favorites that I
is.
saw.
It is mine.
She said it reminded her of Yayoi Kusuma, who's a Japanese artist, and I 100% agree.
Yeah. And again, it's the fabric. It's just got this wonderful weight to it, and out of that material that just makes you feel so good, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
It's comforting and it's glamorous.
I was going to say, yeah, it's like comforting and glamorous, which
Yeah.
you don't often get.
You know, if you were in the 60s and wore this with a jeweled turban.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Tomorrow with a jeweled turban. Let's go to Costco, girl.
Let's go to I've probably worn this to Costco. I don't go out much, so I got to dress up to go to Costco.
Dressing up is good.
This one, too, this isn't one of my best made pieces, but it's so much fun.
It's really fun.
And then it has a matching dress.
And, like, didn't you have, like, fabric or something? Like, how, when you post, because for those, I'll make sure the link's there, but you should follow Deb's, is it Deb Tisdale's closet? Or Deb's?
It's inside Debra's closet.
That's what it is.
Is my Instagram.
And it's wonderful. And she posts different outfits or when she's sewing things or whatever. And, yeah, it's a fun one to follow. So this, it has a contrasting fabric. Not contrasting, but
reverse
another
print. A reverse print. And then I've got like this little match.
I know. Isn't that adorable? You know, it's not too much print.
It's not too much.
Never.
Never.
No. Oh. What's another fun one you made?
That I made.
Yeah. Oh, how about our little strawberry? The little strawberry Gucci one is pretty too. That's
so this
pretty.
is a chiffon. This is one of the knockoff prints from AliExpress, and sometimes it'll come with the word Gucci. That's not what you want, but you bought it, so you got to make something. But this one is
very pretty.
I love like a bow. I love a high neck. I feel like it's so sexy and sophisticated and classy. I even had some men tell me that, just like high neck is what they love.
Yeah.
And which you would never think that. But this is definitely a style I wear a lot.
The pussy bows.
I love a good pussy bow.
Yeah.
Men should wear pussy bows.
I think so too. And there can be a whole different connotation there.
This print. Oh no, I know which one.
Okay.
I got excited.
I like
this
that.
is my Impressionism dress that I made this last summer. Oh, it's got a little belt.
Oh, pretty.
And this is it's kind of wrinkly.
Oh, but this has such a full skirt on it. Oh, and what's on? Oh, it's just nice and weighted kind of thing.
This is a horsehair braid. It's covered.
Oh, but that's what gives
it the big floof and like the big spin.
That's wonderful. Cute.
My inside, yeah.
Yeah.
I love the little tags.
Well, and you like adding extra things on because you'll even add on like patches and that sort of thing to
for
regular
the inside.
And on the inside. We have that one jacket that you made. Yeah, and you know, when you first showed it to me, I was like, oh, it's a nice black blazer. And then I saw the arms, which are wonderful with that. And where you can then see, although you're not fancy with your...
I think I want to change this to some black.
And then putting these wonderful patches inside. So these are just little things that...
You know, it
Debra
just makes your clothes a little extra special, a little more personalized.
And even if it's just you who knows the whole time, right?
Exactly.
Then that's part of it. Yeah, for sure. So, what's the next thing on your horizon?
Oh, right now I'm working on paintings.
Yeah.
I'm doing an engagement portrait of my fiance and I. So right now I'm working on his.
Yeah.
And then I just posed for mine. So hopefully I can get that done fast and get them. And then just painting more.
Yeah.
For sewing, I don't know what I'm working on.
Yeah. There'll always be something.
There's always something.
Yeah.
I think for spring I want to make some blouses. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Practice making wedding dress stuff.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. I can't wait for that.
I saw Chanel in the grocery store, and she said, and it just made me so happy that everyone's just so excited to see what you're going to wear.
Yeah.
That's one of the best compliments I could ever get.
It's absolutely true, because you've always got, you know, something fun, and you always take it up another level. Like when you were at, you just sort of had the photo sessions and that up at, were you at Banff Springs or were you at Lake Louise?
Oh, yes. I was at, we went to both.
Oh, okay.
No, we were, at the Fairmont.
Yeah.
The Banff Springs.
Yeah. And they're just, it's iconic place, right? Like it's an iconic place to go.
Yeah.
And then the two of you were dressed very iconically. Yeah, and just had some wonderful photographs in there. So it's always fun to see your joy that you take into it too.
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of it is, and especially from someone who also likes dressing up, it's like, oh yeah, just love it. So,
I know, you just gotta find fun in life.
Exactly. No, you gotta make it.
Yeah, you gotta make fun.
Can't. Yeah, no finding it. You gotta find it. Make it. Oh.
Know yourself and then have fun.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thanks so much for letting us in your closet.
Oh, no problem.
And showing us what you make. And like I say, we'll have some links and photos to follow.
Great.
Thanks very much.